Go ahead, stand apart.
Okay. There you go. Need my keys?
Leave them there, man. Have fun.
614, one secure.
Hello?
Hello, this is Antoni. I heard you wanted to speak with me.
Hi, Antoni Ramos?
Yes.
Hi, yes. I wanted to talk to you. Do you remember me? I had an appointment with you last Friday.
I do.
Okay, and just having a hard time understanding what occurred. And like specifically that, you inserted your fingers in my vagina, you touched me on my breasts, you felt, it was groping, and I'm just trying to make sense of all this.
I'm sorry?
I'm,
Like, are you, were you requesting like an explanation?
yes, just trying to make sense out of everything.
I don't really know how to respond to that.
I'm looking to you to help me understand why you felt it was okay to do that, to touch me and insert your fingers. Did I do something or say something to you to make you think that was okay?
Not necessarily, ma'am. Were you uncomfortable at any point in time?
Absolutely. I woke up and I feel your fingers in my vagina. I'm trying to make sense of all this, and I'm having a very difficult time. I can't sleep. I can't think. I'm at a loss. Is that something that is normal to you that you do with other people?
Ma'am. No, ma'am.
So why was it okay with me?
It's a very good question.
Why did you do it? I'm just want to know why.
I'd like to apologize to you if that's okay with you. I didn't mean to come off as offensive in any way. I really didn't.
Did I do something to make you think that it was okay for you to, I don't know, just violate me?
If you had felt violated, I had requested you to ask me if you ever felt uncomfortable or tell me. So I didn't hear any verbal exchange, so
Well,
I would have stopped at any point.
I was asleep, and when I woke up is when I realized that you were.
Oh, you were awake. I had asked you a question beforehand.
What did you ask me?
I asked you if everything was going okay so far, and you had said yes.
Well, I mean, the only response I can have to that is that whenever you did ask me that, one, obviously I was awake, and two, at that point, everything was okay. You know, I wake up with your fingers inside of my vagina. Obviously, if you would have asked me that at that point, I would have said no. Everything's not okay. Wouldn't you say that? I mean, would you agree to that?
Well, I agree. I mean, I had asked you multiple times. I mean, if at any point you had said no, I would have stopped.
So,
But
did I say stop?
No, you didn't say not until you said you were good at one point, and then I stopped.
Because I said to stop.
And I stopped, ma'am. Again, I'm very sorry I didn't. If you had told me, had told me to stop, and I had stopped.
What am I supposed to do now? Like I need your help to make sense out of it.
What would you like me to do? Like I it's never my intention to make anyone uncomfortable like that. So, I mean, if you need me to do anything, I will.
Well, what were you thinking? Like, what were you thinking when you made the decision to put your hands in my vagina?
But I don't understand what I was thinking. How would that help currently?
Because I'm trying to make sense out of it. I'm trying to make sense of why, you know, did I experience this? Why did I go through this?
The only thing I could say is physical attraction, but I don't know if that would help at all.
I'm just looking for closure.
Are you looking for closure and you are like just, I mean, that's the only reason really was physical attraction. So, I mean, is there anything you want me to say? Like, I don't.
I'm just trying to process this. What do you think I should do?
I honestly don't know. I mean, is there anything you feel like I can do to help?
At least take responsibility for an admittance that it was wrong? Maybe
Yeah,
not.
it was. I mean, it was wrong for me to do. I agree.
Are you in any way sorry, remorseful, anything?
Oh, I very am. I am, ma'am. Like I said, it's never my intention to make anyone feel uncomfortable. So I very much am. Like I said, if you need me to do anything, if you need me to, I don't know. It's never my intention to make someone feel that way.
Do you have you done this to other customers? You find other customers attractive? Why me?
It's like I said, it was just physical attraction, ma'am. I guess I don't know. It was wrong.
You didn't do that the first time I went for a massage with you.
Correct.
Okay. So what changed? From that first massage I had with you to the second massage I had with you. What changed?
Honestly, it wasn't any specific thing, ma'am. I mean, it's not just a drawn out slate. I don't know. That's
About, when you groped me, my breasts, and, that occurred after I told you to stop. That I do remember that distinctively. And then you went a step further. And I ended my session early.
I know. I do remember that. I had asked you if you had felt uncomfortable at all. You told me no. You had told me everything was okay, but I guess it wasn't.
I told you I wasn't uncomfortable when I told you to stop.
I asked you if you were uncomfortable, and you had said everything was okay, everything was good. You just needed to end the session. But I guess it was not.
Well, do you have sisters? Your mom?
I do.
Okay, so what if they went through something like that? What would you say?
You're right. You're right.
I went there with the expectation and trust that I was going to get a service, which is a massage.
Mm-hmm.
But not this, not what occurred.
I'm very sorry, ma'am. I really am.
Okay.
It does kill me inside that I did end up making you feel very uncomfortable, and that's not what I want for anyone, especially for you. I'm sorry. I don't know if you need me to do anything. I mean, I don't know.
Well,
I'm just,
like, what was your goal? Like, did you think that you're gonna have sex with me?
no, I don't know how to answer that, ma'am. It was more of just, I guess, giving you as pleasurable of an experience as possible, but that's not something you wanted.
No. Okay. All right,
I
I'm
don't
done.
know if this gave you the closure you wanted or not. I mean, If you need me to do anything, I will. I'm very sorry, ma'am. It's not my intention.
Okay, bye.
I think that was.
You can say it. So quick question, in reference to everything that we just spoke about, do you swear and affirm everything you stated was true?
Yes.
Okay, so you swear everything was true?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, sir. This is Detective Lopez with the Winter Park Police Department. Today's date is October 4th, 2022. The time is now 3:03 p.m. This is in regards to something. Can you phone number for you?
4021, yes.
Okay. With you at Fontana Street?
Yeah.
Okay.
Family. Who lives with you? My stepdad, my brother, 2 sisters, and then the older sister, her boyfriend.
Okay. And actually, give me 1 second, I apologize.
Full house.
Yeah. And then pets as well. I don't know if you need that.
No. Give me 1 second, we're having an issue with the... I'm gonna go grab. Do you have a recorder with you or no?
No.
Okay.
You can grab it.
Sarge's gonna come relieve one of us to grab one. Yeah,
Okay.
because he's saying it's messing up.
Yep. Okay.
So, just give us a second. Yep. Hello. Can you stand by while I grab one?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Just not. I think live view just doesn't. Yeah.
Nah, fucking knows. So,
There you go.
You know, like an app, can you just spend like a
Of course, yeah.
There you go.
you can sleep on the table, that's fine.
Thanks, sir. Alright, got what I needed. Sorry about that. Alright, so we got address, and then can you confirm your date of birth for me?
8/6/2001.
8/6/2001. Alright. And then you have a Florida driver's license?
I do.
Okay. And you work at Hammond Stone? I see by the uniform? Okay. So Officer LaCory had read you your Miranda rights. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need me to refresh your memory on what those are?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so having been read those, would you like to talk to us? My position is I'd like to hear your side of the story. There's 2 sides of the stories. That's why we want to talk to you. That's why the cuffs are off, you know. But that's completely up to you. You know your rights.
Still taking everything in, sorry.
Sure. Understandable.
I'm guessing you have some idea what it's about.
I think.
Do you want to discuss
I
it with
don't,
us?
I don't, he never told me what it was about.
Okay. I mean, I can elaborate on that, but have you been told what the charges are? No. Okay. So the charge is for sexual misconduct of a massage therapist, sexual battery, and battery.
They all kind of stem from one
Incident.
thing, right? This is your time.
I don't really know what to do right now, so I'm just...
And we can't give any legal advice. It's your discretion on how you want to proceed forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
So discuss it. Yeah.
All right. So I want to better understand, your position and like what you do for Hand and Stone, and maybe kind of like why this allegation was brought forward. How long have you worked with Hand and Stone?
Over a little over a year and a half now. I started in late February of 2020.
Okay. Has it always been at this location?
That's the only location I've worked at.
And then how long have you been a licensed massage therapist?
I got my license, I believe, a month before
Okay.
I started working.
So is this the only company you've worked as a massage therapist with?
Yeah.
Okay. And in your time at the company, have you had any, I guess, complaints towards you regarding misconduct?
No, as far as, not that I was notified of, but by any other clients or, by the spa or anything.
Okay.
But,
All right. Do you know what incident that we are here for?
I believe so.
Okay. Can you tell me about what you think it is?
Could you let me know what it is?
So we're here regarding one incident between you and a client that occurred September, on a Friday, September 9, 2022, where the client stated that you inappropriately massaged her. Do you know why she would say that?
Yes. Because I did.
Okay. I appreciate the honesty. Can you tell me to what extent it was inappropriate?
I mean, at first it was just a normal massage, but then,
It's okay. Walk us through a normal massage. What usually goes on, and then where did things change?
well, in a normal massage, I mean, we go through the consultation, I leave the room, they get undressed, they get on the table.
So the consultation, I'm guessing you discuss what they want.
What areas they want to focus on, any allergies or sensitivities they may have, any injuries that I should know about, any medical conditions, if they're pregnant.
And are there different levels? I'm assuming there's different types of massages as well. I think there's more like deep tissue versus
there's deep tissue, Swedish. Those are the only two I'm certified in, because those are the only two I really.
Okay. And in each of those, it's common. They come in and disrobe. That's standard.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you know which client this is? Do you know her name?
I do.
What is her name? Okay. Do you know her last name?
I do not know. I'm usually terrible with names.
Okay. Alright, me too. I'm a face person. Right. So what happened with
just started as normal. I'm just doing what any therapist would, just regular massage techniques. More than I probably should have. I had asked her if everything was okay. She said it was good, and then I just continued with that pattern. She didn't. I told her to let me know if she felt uncomfortable at any time. She said okay. So I just continued with the massage. And at one point she was face down on the table and she didn't have she was just, I had completely undraped her. So she was just naked on the table. And I just continued regular, and I started massage closer to the vaginal area, and I continued to get closer and closer. I didn't, to make sure to not scare her or anything. And then I guess this was just me misreading, body cues, because she had separated her legs more. I got closer, so I guess I took that the wrong way. So I massaged even closer, and eventually I got to the point where I was massaging the vagina itself. Which, again, I didn't rush anything just to make sure she wasn't uncomfortable. She hadn't told me anything at that point. So I just continued with the massage, and then as I continued, I ended up penetrating her with my fingers. Which went on for about a few minutes.
Was it just one finger?
No, it started off as one and then went on to two.
Could you show me which fingers and how deep you would have penetrated?
I don't know if I'm entirely
Was it
comfortable reenacting it.
okay?
It's up to you. You don't have to. It's just
Trying to get an idea.
better understand.
Up to knuckles, was it enough that, no, someone wouldn't notice it?
No, it's enough someone would notice. And it went on for a few minutes. I noticed her breathing started getting a little bit heavier, and so I just continued, and then she lifted her head and said, "I'm good." And I repeated, I said, "You're good," with like a question mark at the end, and she said, "I'm good." And I was like, "Okay." And she put her face down, and so I just continued with the massage as normal for about...
When she said, "I'm good," how did you interpret that? Because I know "I'm good" can be slang, like "I'm good," or it can be "I'm good." It's very...
To me, it sounded like I'm good, like not necessarily stop, like finished.
Okay.
So I repeated. I said, "You're good?" Question mark. She said, "Yes, I'm good." She put her face down, and so I continued with the massage as normal. And I put the sheet back over her, asked her to flip over, which she did. And I just...
She's facing up now?
She's facing up now. And I continued the massage for, I said I think it was a 2-hour service, but at that location, technically, it's 100 minutes.
Okay.
So I'd say around the 40 minutes in is when I was, what other say, fingering her, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then I told her to flip over, and we continued the massage as normal. Nothing, I didn't do anything else for about the next 40 minutes. She fell asleep at one point. She was snoring when she was face up. And then I got to the arms, and she got to the arms, and then I moved to the neck, which at that time I could tell she woke up from the deep sleep because she wasn't snoring anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started massaging the neck, and I got to the clavicle, and then I had undraped the breast, and started to massage around the breast area. And that went on for about a few minutes, and then she said she asked how much time we had left. I said around 20 minutes we had left.
Okay.
So she's like, could you finish up within the next like 5 or 6 minutes? Cause I have to meet my, I think she said niece. I might be wrong on that. She had to meet a family member.
Okay.
So she's like, could you finish up within the next 5 or 6 minutes? I said, yeah, of course. I just finished massaging the neck, and I had ended the service and walked out, washed my hands, and then waited for her outside the door. And that's where it all ended. That's where it ended. I told her to have a good day, drive safe, and she told me you too and left.
Okay.
That's as far as that.
Now, during that session, did you, I guess, massage her breast in an inappropriate way?
I mean, massaging breasts at all for a therapist is inappropriate.
Okay.
Massage.
So did that occur?
Yes.
Okay. So normal practices, where would the sheet stop on the chest area of a woman for normal day-to-day procedures?
Well, for a regular massage, it would stop right about 2 inches below the clavicle.
Okay, so in normal massages, usually nipples are never exposed.
No.
Okay. Was full breast exposed, or was your hand under the blankets?
No, it was fully exposed. I had to drape the full breast.
So, did she ever say stop at any point during that session?
She didn't say stop. The only point where she said I'm good when she was face down after that incident. But other than that, she didn't flat out say stop to me.
Did you ever
Grab her, but
Yeah,
I massaged the back of the neck.
You massaged, so you didn't touch that area?
No, we massaged the back of the neck, but I didn't.
Would that have occurred after the fingering? Do you know?
No.
Okay.
I massaged the neck when I first work on the back at the start of the service, like the first 20-30 minutes.
Okay. And I appreciate you being forthcoming and being honest. Those things that we've talked about, the fingering and the fondling of the breast, just those are not normal procedures.
Correct.
Okay. Can you maybe enlighten me? What was your goal? Were you hoping for?
There necessarily wasn't like a goal in mind. More of just, I guess in the moment I just felt comfortable with her, and I wanted her to feel pleasure beyond what a therapist is supposed to provide.
Okay.
But there wasn't like a goal in mind. Like I wasn't trying to get something out of her because of it.
Okay. Was it going in would you have done like consensual sex?
No. I wouldn't.
That wasn't your
No.
goal, was like consensual sex?
No.
Okay. I'm just trying to understand what you were gaining by, doing this.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, I wasn't gaining anything.
Okay. You got anything at the moment? Give me a sec.
Seemed, like I said, very forthcoming. So I want to be very honest. Appreciate that.
Did you ever reach out to the victim after this occurred?
I didn't. She reached out to me.
Okay. How did she reach out to you?
She had contacted my job. At first I didn't know who it was, because again, I'm terrible with names. They just said a client, this is their number, has to speak with you. And I was like, they said that it didn't pop up on their system at first, her name. I guess, I don't know if she was using a different number than what she was usually using. But they had texted me saying that this client gave me the number, had contacted me. I was like, could be a client, or I don't necessarily know who it is. And then, so I texted the number, asking, saying, this is Antoni, LMT, licensed massage therapist.
Okay. I was gonna ask.
Yeah. I heard you called to speak with me. She said hello. Well, she texted back. She didn't call. She texted back, saying hello. My name. Wanted to speak with you regards of a service I had about, I think she said a week or two ago. And I was like, and at the time I was in between clients, and so I just texted her really quick. I said, I can't call you right now, but I can call you on my lunch break if that sounds good. She said that's fine. And so I called her, and she asked me if I knew who she was, and at that time I did an app for clients, and I just and I remembered after seeing the name and seeing the service, I remembered her, and so she asked if I remember her. I said I do, and she just asked, and she asked why I did the things I had done, and she was just asking if she was asking for closure, and that she wanted to know the reason why, and that she couldn't sleep at night. The phone call, pretty much, I wasn't talking a whole lot, mainly just because I was confused on my part, and just sick, because I didn't mean to make her feel in such a way. So I was mainly lost for words when I was on the phone with her. I tried to just let her know that that wasn't my goal, to make her uncomfortable. That if she needed to reach out for me, if anything, if she needed me to do something at all, she could just call me or text me, because that was not my goal at all. It's to make her feel the way that she felt. I didn't know at the time. I don't know if I was mistreating, but she had told me during the service that she had felt that way, and I didn't hear anything from her that would indicate that she felt that way. So I was confused, and I was just a little sick. That's pretty much how the phone call went. She just asked why I did the things I did. I told her I don't really have a correct answer for her, other than, I guess, attraction and comfortability. She asked me if I had like siblings or like a mom, like would you want that to happen to them? And I told her no, that and she just towards the end of the comment after that, she just pretty much
Did she give you
she just pretty much said okay. After I apologized, she just pretty much said okay, bye. Like she said bye and just hung up. And I called her back once more after that, and I just wanted to reiterate to her that if she needed me to do anything, she could call me, she could text me. That because it was not my goal to make her feel the way that she felt.
Gotcha. Did you ever reach out to her again?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good.
I figured if she wanted to hear from me, she'd contact me. So.
Gotcha. You had mentioned, going back to the actual session, you mentioned that she had fallen asleep at one point. Did she Do you know how many times she fell asleep during that session?
She had fallen asleep after I flipped her over. She was face up, and I was just continuing with. I was working on the legs. Is when I first noticed she fell asleep. She was snoring, so I just continued to work on the legs and the feet. And I assume that's why she fell asleep, is because I was working on the feet. But as far as other than that, no.
Was there the possibility that she was sleeping when you started, fingering her, venturing in that direction?
No, I had asked her before I started to touch the area. When I got closer working, I asked her if everything was okay so far. She told me yes and nodded. So unless she was...
And that's while you were touching her vagina?
It was directly before I started.
So...
It was like a 30-second time span between, maybe.
And you hadn't touched her vagina at that point?
No.
So, having not touched that area of her body, you ask her, is everything okay? At that point, everything is okay, because you haven't, crossed any boundaries. And then you took that okay to mean go a step further? I'm just trying to understand. If I'm not understanding, feel free to explain.
No, as I said before, when I was massaging the legs, I got closer, and she opened her legs more. And I got closer, and I got closer, to the point I was pretty much right there, almost making contact.
Okay.
I had asked her if everything was okay. She said yeah and nodded, and so then I continued on, and that's when I started not penetrating it, but massaging over the vagina. Which I did that for a few minutes, and she didn't tell me anything was wrong. So after a few minutes, I continued, and then...
Now, at this point, she's face down. Are you able to, decipher if is she communicating with you? Is she saying anything? Is she doing anything?
She's face down. She wasn't saying anything,
Okay.
but she was, I was just continuing with my massage. She had lifted her hips at one point while I was massaging the vagina, but other than that, she didn't say anything, and I couldn't tell what her facial expressions were. She was on a face critical.
Gotcha. And did you ever explicitly ask, can I do this, or?
Not explicitly, no.
Okay. And you said, did she leave the session early because she was waiting on a family member?
She left the session about, I believe, 15 minutes early, after I had gotten to the neck and breast area. She had asked me how much time we had left. I said around 20 minutes, and then she said in about 5 or 6 minutes, could we end the session because I have to meet someone.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she said niece, but I'm just going to go with family member because I don't...
Is that not peculiar, somebody leaving a session early?
It's happened before. It's not the first time someone's ended because they needed to do something. I've had multiple clients, they needed to pick up, whether it was they needed to pick up their son or something from somewhere, or they needed to go meet someone. It's not the first time someone's ended a session early, no.
Gotcha. Detective Buddy?
Well, like I said, I appreciate you just talking to us and being as honest as you can be.
Yeah. Is there anything you think we should know about that maybe we have not asked you about?
Not that I can think of. Regarding the situation, that's just what happened on my end.
Why did you pick her as your victim? You probably have, 5-10 clients a day for a year. Have you done this before?
No, ma'am. I don't know if it was a comfortability thing. I don't necessarily have a straightforward answer for that. I don't know.
And then, going back to the main event, one more question. You fingered her. Do you know how many fingers you used?
I used 2.
Okay. Alright. And and do you know how, like, you didn't, go up to your wrist or anything crazy?
No.
Okay. Alright. Just checking. Okay, I appreciate it. We are going to shift gears now into another topic. So what this is I have a search warrant for a buccal swab. What a buccal swab is it's your DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Alright? So it's long and tedious, but I am required to read this to you. Alright? So just hang tight. In the 9th Judicial Circuit, in and for Orange County, Florida, in the name of the state of Florida, to Chief of Police, Winter Park Police Department, Winter Park, Florida, Orange County, Florida, and all sworn Winter Park Police Department officers, agents with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, any local, state, or federal agency acting with mutual aid. Whereas on this date, a written and sworn application and affidavit for a search warrant has been presented to me as judge in the Orange and Osceola County, Florida 9th Judicial Circuit by the applicant, Detective Justina Lopez, a sworn law enforcement officer of the Winter Park Police Department. And whereas said facts made known to me in said application and affidavit for search warrant sworn before me have caused me to certify and find that there is reasonable cause to believe that certain evidence, 2 buccal swab saliva standards from Antoni Ramos's mouth, that is believed to be evidence relevant to proving that felony and misdemeanor criminal violations of law have been committed, to wit, Florida State Statute 794.0115B, sexual battery by person 18 years or older upon a person 18 years or older, Florida Statute 480.0485, sexual misconduct in the practice of massage therapy, are located in the person of Antoni Alexander Ramos, date of birth 8/6/2001, Florida driver's license Romeo 5200001012860, who is currently residing at 4713 Fontana Street, Orlando, Florida 32807. Now, therefore, the law enforcement officers named above, with such lawful assistance as may be necessary from the Orange County Corrections staff or other law enforcement officer using reasonable force if necessary, are hereby commanded in the daytime or the nighttime or on Sunday in the presence of Detective Lopez with the Winter Park Police Department or her designee to collect the person of Antoni Ramos 2 buccal swabs from Antoni Ramos's mouth. Forensic testing is specifically authorized of this evidence, and such testing may occur multiple times and outside of the 10 days as needed without coming back before the court. Almost done. A proper inventory and receipt shall be given for any evidence seized, and completed duplicate copy of the search warrant shall be delivered to Antoni Ramos or left with his property. An original of the search warrant and return reporting the execution of the warrant and inventory of any evidence and property seized under the search warrant shall be filed with the court within 10 days of the date of issuance. If it is further directed that any evidence and property seized under this warrant shall be brought before the court, having proper jurisdiction to be disposed of according to law upon request, order sealed on this date, 27th day of September 2022, Judge Keith Hartson. Alright, do you understand that, or do you want me to break down the layman's terms? I know it's long.
It's pretty much a warrant for collecting.
That is correct. Alright, and so this is something that is a requirement that you don't have the ability to opt out. Alright, so we'll go ahead and go through that process. I feel like something has to be signed by me. No, one of these goes to you. Alright, and so are you willing to do it yourself? The swabs?
Swabs,
They're little
and
cotton
just rub
swabs.
around inside your cheeks.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, I will just be handing you most of this stuff.
And if both for.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I got you. Alright. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna open it. And you're gonna take one out. And then you're gonna rub it on between your gums and your cheek on let's do your right side.
And just the right side?
Yep, right side only right now. And it's gonna be for 30 seconds.
Has it been 30?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah, let me just get
Put
this
the box
box ready.
Basically just long enough for her to put the box together.
Maybe. Alright, and we are actually going to do the exact same thing with your other cheek. Go ahead and put this one so upside down.
Swap side down?
Yep, that's correct. Go for it. Alright, go ahead and take the other one, and we're going to do your left cheek.
That's good.
Go ahead. So upside down. Perfect. Piece of paper to give to you. Alrighty then, so this one goes to you as a receipt for what we have taken. And then you also get a copy of the search warrant. Alright, so search warrant, you get a copy, and then a receipt. Normally if we take something like a laptop, it acts as a receipt. So this is going to you. Thank you. Alright. Perfect. Do you have any questions for us right now? Before we go back downstairs.
Have you contacted my family at all?
You are an adult, so no. That's your discretion on how you wish to proceed with that. Your employer is aware just because we did have a search warrant for your employee records. So we have had a detective go to your place of employment to request your records. So they will loosely be aware of what has occurred. Not all the details, but just the general, we are here because of this crime. So outside of your employer, we have not contacted anyone because, again, you are an adult.
Okay. Was there any chance you can, because I believe I have a paycheck still there. Is there any chance you could collect it and maybe deliver it to my home address at all, or?
We can't touch your finances and act as a courier, unfortunately. Ultimately, my suggestion would be to have maybe designate somebody to get it on your behalf. You can always call ahead and say, hey, my mom, we'll pick it up. But that would be between you and the company to arrange.
Okay.
So, any other questions for us?
that come to mind now.
Okay. Alrighty then. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you back downstairs to Officer LaCory. He's the one you were in his car. And then they'll transport you to the next spot.
Right, unfortunately for that walk, we do need the handcuffs.
Yeah, so if you wanna put the paperwork in your pocket, we'll let him know you have that.
Yep, right there.
Yeah, it's yours, you can hold it, whatever.
More comfortable that way? Okay, that works. One second. I'll make sure they don't pinch you. Just hold on in case you trip. I'll let you go with it.